This next video coming up, we've got Ian Young talking about the 12 steps. That's the 12 steps in 10 minutes. 12 steps in 10 minutes.
Happy Friday, everyone.
My recovery is solid.
Yeah.
I had recovered when I was 18 months sober.
Yeah.
At 18 months sober, I intuitively knew that I was never going to drink or use again unless I chose to, and I chose not to.
Yeah.
You know, step 2 is about realizing that we've been restored to sanity, and we now have been given the power to choose not to do what we don't want to do.
Yeah.
Do you need me to talk about the steps?
If you want to.
I mean, step 1 is a statement of the problem. I'm powerless over my addiction and my life has become unmanageable. Or I'm unmanageable around my addiction and my life has become powerless or is lacking in power.
Wow.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm lacking in power, and as a result of lacking in power, everything's gone to shit. My life is unmanageable.
Yeah.
I can't get any of my affairs done. I can't get anything together. Step 1 is the education and the understanding that what I have got to is a place where I lack power, and as a result of lacking in sufficient power, my life is fucked up. Step 2 is a statement of the solution. Step 1 is a statement of the problem. Step 2 is a statement of the solution. A power that's greater than me can restore me to enough sanity that I can regain the ability to choose to do what I didn't have the ability to choose not to do previously.
Yeah.
It restored me to enough sanity to give me the ability to choose not to do what I know I don't want to be doing.
Yeah.
But the problem with my addiction was I couldn't stop myself from doing what I didn't want to be doing. I couldn't stop myself when I started. When I started, I can't stop. When I stop, I can't stop myself from starting again.
Yeah.
So if I can't stop myself from starting again, and each time I try and stop, I keep on starting again, I'm really screwed. I don't have the ability to stop myself from doing what I don't want to be doing.
Yeah.
But step 2 promises me that a power greater than myself can restore me to enough sanity that can give me the ability to choose to stop doing what I don't want to be doing. Now, I also understand that when I start, I can't stop, and when I stop, I can't stop myself from starting again. It means I've lost control as well as choice.
Yeah.
I didn't have the choice not to do what I didn't want to do, but I don't have the control once I start.
Yeah.
And that stays with me for life. Even though I have regained the ability to choose not to do it, I also know that if I was to choose to do it, I wouldn't be able to stop myself once I started.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to control myself. So it's the knowledge that so long as I'm able to dedicate myself in a way that brings a power greater than myself into my life, I'll always have the ability to choose not to do what I don't want to do, and therefore I won't start to do something that I can't stop myself from continuing.
Wow. You broke it down so succinctly there. You made it sound really simple.
It is really simple. Step 1 shouldn't take too long. It's an education of the problem. Step 2 is an education of the solution. And once you've decided that a power greater than yourself can restore you to sanity, you can spend as long as you want choosing what that power is going to be. But the ironic thing is that the power isn't you.
Yeah.
But the longer you're in this program, you realize that the power is within you.
Oh, wow.
It's inside me.
Ah.
It's not me,
Yeah.
but it's inside me. And I can tap into that.
Jeez.
Right? That's what spiritual growth has led us to believe, that the power that we find is within ourselves.
Yeah.
And after a while, we get so much power, we just get to give it away.
Yeah.
So initially, I was getting the power from you to keep me sober.
Yeah.
And then once I've got some power, I give my power away,
Yeah.
and that helps me stay sober, and you get some of that through osmosis.
Yeah.
So when they say recovery is possible through osmosis, or isn't possible through osmosis, it's not actually true. There is recovery through osmosis if you're giving away enough power, and that person wants your power. But the real program is actually steps 3 through to 9.
Yeah.
That's the program.
That's where you need to put the work in.
That's the action steps.
Yeah.
Came to believe that a power greater than myself can restore me to sanity. Okay, great. Now let's do it. Make a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of a God as we understand God, whatever that God is going to be for you. And it can be whatever you want. I've got no opinion. For me, it isn't a deity of any religious sort. It's she looks like Alanis Morissette these days. And she lives in nature. And she talks to me. And if you were a psychiatrist, you would diagnose me as schizophrenic. The relationship that I have with this woman, and yes, God's a woman, has to be. Of course, God's a woman. She's loving, she's proactive, she's creative, she's forgiving, she's generous, she's kind, she's understanding. She's very nurturing female energy. And if you have a problem with me talking about God as a woman, then just consider my God to be your God's mother.
I don't have any problem.
Good.
Yeah.
But some of your viewers might.
No.
They might come from this.
Everyone's entitled to their own.
And it's
For
not.
me, it's the ocean and the sea,
Perfect.
the power of the wind.
Perfect.
You know, the feel of the rain.
Well, I don't like the rain, but yeah.
No, but it's powerful stuff. You know, when you feel that rain pelting your face, you know that you're just a small human on a big piece of land. For me, that's...
When you live in the tropics and you experience a rainy season, you know that you're powerless.
Mate, tell me about it. So, Ian, do you get more satisfaction? Because when you just...
Hold on, let me
let
just say this, right?
Go on.
Because then the way I take
Yeah.
people through the steps is in a day.
Wow. That's how they used to do it.
That's how I do it.
Yeah.
Step 4, 6, 7, 8, and then 5.
Wow.
I'm resentful at because this affects my part in this is, my character defect is, my character asset is,
Yeah.
my amend that I need to make is, the way I'm going to make this amend using my character asset is.
Yeah.
And then read all that out to your sponsor
Wow.
in step 5.
That's interesting. I've heard of that order before as well. Yeah.
So I take people through the steps that way.
Yeah.
And I only do the resentment list. I don't do the sex and the harms and the fear stuff.
Why not?
Just because that's what I've been exposed to. I think you can do and explore the steps in greater detail further on down the line.
Yeah.
But
So
when
this
you're
is trying
getting
to save
sober,
someone's life.
you're in the obsession.
Yeah.
The whole point of the steps is to build a wedge big enough
Yeah.
between you and your obsession. And if you work the steps in this way and you have this movement of wow realization,
Yeah.
because ultimately the step 8 will lead you to understand that it's all about forgiveness.
Wow.
Step 9 is about forgiveness.
Yeah.
Asking for forgiveness, giving forgiveness,
Yeah.
being forgiven. All the dimensions of forgiveness. That's what step 9 is about for me. It's
really
about
interesting.
rebalancing my karma, making things right, and being forgiven and forgiving others. Wow. And we go through that in a day,
Yeah.
and that forgiveness is able to build enough of a wedge between me and my spiritual malady
Yeah.
to let the light in and allow God to come into my life.
Enough for things to fruit.
Step 10 is steps 3 through to 9 on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It is the program. Step 10 is the program. It's once you're in step 10, it's autopilot. And steps 11 and 12 are really interesting. I love steps 11 and 12.
Tell us.
So step 11, we sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood God, praying only for knowledge of God's will for us. Oh, and can I have some power to carry that out, please?
Yeah.
So what I need to know is, what is God's will for me? Oh, and can I have some power
Yeah.
to carry that out, please? That's the only thing I'm asked to know about in step 11. I'm not asked to pray for an end to world famine or
Yeah.
world peace or change in government
Yeah.
or a new house or a parking spot or a new girlfriend. I'm not asked to pay for a new job.
Yeah.
I'm only asked to pray for knowledge of what God's will for me may be and to ask for the power to carry it out. So what is God's will for us? That's the question of step 11. And that's an individual question.
Yeah.
But for me, what is God's will for me is answered in step 12. This is why the program is so much simpler than people make it.
Yeah.
Step 1 and step 2 is the statement of the problem, statement of the solution. Step 3 to 9 is the program. Step 10 is doing the program. Step 11, you're asked to find out what God's will for you is, and it's answered in step 12. Having had a spiritual experience as a result of all these steps, God's will for me is to try to carry this message to other addicts.
Wow.
That's it. Oh, and to practice the principles of learning how to carry this message to other addicts in all my affairs. So I came to these rooms and I learned how to behave, and I learned how to treat other people, and I learned how to be amongst people, and I learned how to treat people in all of my affairs.
Yeah.
I took my program on the road and I'm like this in all of my affairs. How I am here is how I am everywhere. And I do my best to try and help other people.
Yeah.
And when I try and help other people, they may or may not smoke crack, but whilst I'm trying to help them, I'm not smoking.
Yeah.
And with a bit of time, you get better at trying to carry the message to other people, and more people seem to get some of your power.
Yeah. Yeah. And they can see they want what you have.
And that's the cycle of it. And I'll tell you how I got to this conclusion, because this is really beautiful.
Yeah.
My sponsor, Nick the Stitch, said to me,
Is he your sponsor?
Yeah.
I know Nick the Stitch.
everyone does,
Yeah.
said to me, Ian, I want you to explore religious dogma. He did not tell me to shave a hole in the top of my head and start wearing purple robes
Yeah.
and molesting children. He didn't tell me to do any of that. He didn't tell me to join the synagogue, the temple, the mosque. He didn't tell me to do anything like that. He just told me to see if there was anything I liked in religious dogma. And actually, the one thing that really struck out to me was the Dalai Lama living in exile from his people in India, from Tibet. Brutally treated by the Chinese who had gone in there. And yet he was preaching messages of love, forgiveness, compassion, understanding, generosity, kindness, charity, all these really big words, these cool words that I'd read in the big book, that I understood, but I'd never used in my vocabulary. I'd never used the word compassion, empathy, understanding. I understood what they meant, but I'd never used them in my vocabulary until I was reading the big book. And here was the Dalai Lama using all these big, nice, cute words. And the Dalai Lama said, a spiritual life is one being of service to others. And the penny dropped because you guys had told me, come to Cocaine Anonymous, come to 12 Step Fellowships, be of service, get a service commitment.